Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode on the Allistair McCaw Podcast, the podcast where I get into the mindsets, habits, learnings, and lifestyles of some of the world's most impactful leaders, culture changers, and high performers. The podcast that is aimed at helping you become an even better version of yourself and make an everlasting impact upon those around you. But first of all, before we get into this episode, I want to wish you a happy new year. I wish you all the happiness, all the success, and of course, all the health in the world. Now, also, some of you might be wondering with regards to the Champion-Minded podcast, well, you might notice that we've stayed on the same platform. By popular demand, I have not deleted all the 158 episodes that were recorded on the Champion-Minded podcast. So you can still access those. That's the good news, but we're continuing from this platform under the new title, the Allistair McCaw Podcast. Now, I'm super excited because in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how you can make this your best year ever. Are you ready? Now, I know if you've tuned into this podcast, you're all about excellence and improving yourself. And here's the thing, is that a change in the calendar doesn't change things. You change things. Words are just words. Actions need to follow. Now, we hear of so many people, especially we see at this time of the year, the beginning of the year, of a new year, a new me, and things are going to change, and it pretty much happens every single year. The New Year's resolutions wear off. In fact, did you know that more than 70% of people have given up on their New Year's resolutions before January the 31st? And by the end of the year, less than only 8% have kept those goals and New Year's resolutions. Now, this is something I don't want for you. But before we get into those 5 ways to make this your best year ever, there's 3 things I do at the beginning of every year. It's that I look at my vision, purpose, and how I define success. Those 3 things. Now, I have my vision written down, I have my purpose written down, and of course how I define success. And I see if it's changed from the previous year. If it hasn't, it stays the same. But this is something I encourage each and every one of you is to write down your vision, to write down your purpose, and to write down your success. And in fact, I'm going to share those 3 things with you right now just to give you a little bit of an example. My vision is simple. It's to inspire millions to achieve their personal greatness, to leave a legacy and know that I made a difference in the lives of others. My purpose, to live each day intentionally, to serve, impact, and help others find their greater purpose in life. And how do I define success? It's to wake up each morning healthy, to be able to choose how I spend my day, and to choose who I get to spend it with. It's to live my life on purpose. So those are the 3 things I do at the beginning of each year. I look at my personal vision and purpose. I define what success means to me. Now, let's get into it. The 5 ways of how you can make this your best year ever. Here we go. Tip number 1 is to put yourself and your health first. The better you take care of those 2 things, the better quality of life you'll have for you and your loved ones. Now, I believe that everybody should have health at the top of their list. And something I do at the beginning of each year is I'm realistic in my goal setting. You know, I work a lot of hours during the day, but health is at the top of that list regardless. So I have this thing called the 420s, and that is I need to achieve these 4 20-minute things each and every day. Sometimes I have much more time to do it. For example, my first one is 20 minutes of exercise each day. And something I do first thing in the morning, after, of course, I've checked Twitter and had my cup of tea, is I spend 20 minutes in stretching. Okay, so that is a non-negotiable. My next 20 minutes is 20 minutes of reading per day. My third 20 minutes is a 20-minute nap, yes, in the afternoon. And my fourth 20-minute is thoughtfulness, sharing messages, thinking about other people, sending good luck messages if they maybe might be writing an exam or they're playing a tournament or they're in a competition, for example. So I put that at the top of my list. Now, if you think that a gym membership or a club membership is expensive, well, wait until you see what you have to pay back in healthcare later on in your life. So make that investment in your health. Put that first. Maybe this is the year that you take up a new sport or you try a new hobby and step out of the comfort zone. Guys, a healthy mind is a healthy body. So I encourage you, tip number 1, put yourself and your health first. The better care you take care of those two things, the better quality of life you'll have for you and for your loved ones. Tip number 2, it's actually one of my favorite, is have a clean out. Unfollow or delete those people or accounts who don't improve your happiness or add value to your life. It's time to get rid of the garbage. And something I did over the New Year's weekend was clear out some things out of my cupboard, some old clothes, which I donate to Goodwill charities here. There was 2 bags of trash I took out from my office. And I don't know how it makes you guys feel, but it just makes me feel free. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel happier. But imagine what it can do when you take an assessment of the people that are in your life or their accounts that you follow on social media especially. Are they adding value to their lives? Are they making you happy? Are they improving the quality of your life? You've got to ask yourself those things. There is no better time than now at the beginning of the year to have a clean out of your social media and, of course, to check who your real friends and who aren't your real friends. Now, the last 2 years should have revealed that, especially with COVID, especially with isolation, who checked in with you, who didn't. But, this is a great tip, is to have a clean out. Tip number 3 is make this more about your personal happiness and development. Invest in yourself, read more, listen to more podcasts, and learn more. This is a year to grow yourself, and you are in control of this. So something I do is I order 1 book a month on Amazon. Okay, so it's my goal to read at least 12 books a year. Last year I was able to achieve 20 books, but is to read as much as possible. Leaders are readers. Listen to podcasts. I listen to at least an hour and a half, 2 hours of podcasts a day on my commute, in the gym, when I have spare time. I can't tell you the last time I listened to the radio. I don't watch much TV, but I listen to things that I know that are going to improve my career, that are going to improve my lifestyle. And you'll see, if you notice, high performers, something I do in my career, my job is observe high performers, is that they are readers. They listen to a lot of podcasts. They're always learning. They're not just slothing in front of the TV or Netflix. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I watch Netflix from time to time, but I filter it. I maybe have watched 2 hours a week, but this is the year to invest in yourself. Tip number 4 of making this your best year ever is take more time off. Something that I've learned actually since COVID started. COVID actually was able to reset how I saw the quality of life as well. I wanted to turn it into an advantage. Work smarter, not harder. Go for walks. Leave your phone off at certain times of the day and don't feel guilty about it. We need that clarity. Clarity comes from quietness, and a lot of us don't like to have quietness. There always needs to be something in our ears, our ear pods. We always need to be listening to a radio or something, but it's good to sometimes have no noise at all. But take time off, strategically plan it. Something I do is I make sure, or try and make sure, I have at least 2 longer vacations per year, which could be 7 days, for example. And then throughout the year, maybe 3 or 4 breaks of, say, 2 to 3 days to go away for a weekend, etc. And I can tell you, I don't know how you guys are, but once you come back from that, you feel refreshed. There's been more creativity, more ideas. So take more time off this year. Tip number 5, our final one, is confidence is a mindset. My goal for you is to believe in yourself like you have never been before. It's time to stop playing small and start growing your wall of confidence. Allow yourself to look back and be proud on how far you've come. Now, I have a lot of clients and people I mentor who obviously want to grow their confidence. And one of those things I ask them to do is to look back, and this is something you can do even as part of your beginning of the year, and see where you exceeded, the things you were proud of in the last year or in your life, the things that you achieved, and be proud of that. Okay, that is how you build confidence, is the things that you've done before. It is good to take a history lesson from now and then. So if you're lacking a bit of confidence or belief, look back on the things that you've overcome in your life. Look back at the things that, adversity and things that you've had to that have challenged you and you've overcome them. That should give you confidence. Stop waiting for confidence. Stop waiting for happiness. Those are not destinations. Those are choices that you can make at this very moment now. Be proud of yourself and aim to seize each and every day. When you wake up, it's a new day. It's a new opportunity. Remember, each and every single day you wake up, you get to choose your attitude. So there you have it, guys, your 5 ways on how to make this your best year ever. A quick summary. Tip number 1, put yourself and your health first. Tip number 2, have a clean out. Unfollow or delete those people or accounts that aren't adding value to your life. Tip number 3, make this year about your personal happiness and development. Invest in yourself. Tip number 4, take more time out, take more time off. And tip number 5, stop playing small and let's build that wall of confidence. Well, I hope you enjoyed the very first episode of the Allistair McCaw Podcast. And if you enjoyed it, please share it. This podcast is available on iTunes, Amazon Podcast, YouTube, and via my website, allistairmccaw.com. Connect with me on social media. I'm on Twitter at Allistair McCaw and on Instagram, Be Champion Minded. So until next time, keep making an impact.